Those are messed up, no. Bad news, picture beat your home, nigga. Yeah. Go on, get on that ass real quick one time. 144, baby.
Run that shit up, Trace.
They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said, of course. Soon as they crank that bitch, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, me whole car. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You even low or this Lord, so that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our core. Wait up, let me make a call right quick. I'ma start another war. I was hurting when she left, but I don't care about it anymore. I need a Vaselina like my Nina Puffer Ford. Took a Zoc, watch the dark. Matter of fact, like a dart. Any problem, let them come. We gon' snatch they soul like Shane Sharp. Put them out of service, keep them tools like Miss Hopper Free. Try to hold me, it's way too late. I'm headed straight to the safe. Throw that one up like a trophy. I'm that nigga, ain't no debate. Told them boys we taking over. Call them up like set the date. This shit a piece of cake. Yeah, my bitches came from Whole Foods. Told them put on that top 3. Then bring me my house shoes. Don't make excuses, make moves. These niggas ungrateful, gotta show them UPK rules. I make hits like I can't lose. They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, me whole car. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You even low or this Lord, so that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our core. Yeah, I just got off the call. I'ma start another war. Spit a plate up with my niggas. Get your knife and your fork. He ain't locked in with the count. And would you speaking to me for? Yeah, I just took the floor. Ain't no cowards in my campaign. They can't stop the campaign. Tell them bring the champagne. They know I'm a champion. They can see the outcome. Get them niggas bad. Got them tied down and out there. Can't do with them steppers. Niggas been down since day one. We run up the bands, bitch, like Dylan. They say you get on, you gon' represent. I said of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. Yeah, about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, we whole car. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You either low or this low, so that bitch is either or. I told you niggas, you ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our car. And I just made the call. We gon' start another war. Yeah.
From Westworld. Let's get it. Don't be sure, tell them make sure. If not, we gon' make war. Clips say it hold 20, but I think it could take more. Grab a stick, fire on your camp, we gon' make s'mores. I ain't satisfied with my spot, then I'ma take yours. No matter how many roadblocks in my way, I'ma break forward. This path I'm on is so damn narrow, I just stay forward. Put them on my plate, I'm never full, I just ate more. Put them on my plate, I'm never full, give me 8 more. Nigga, I don't sugarcoat shit, bitch, I'm straightforward. Don't give a fuck if they don't let me in, I just break doors. Ballin' so hard, they asking what team that I play for. Scammer who? They ain't stopped making guns when they made yours. Sick with it, feeling like I woke up with stage 4. They ain't want the beast loose, what they opened up the cage for. Endure the pain, been through hard times is what I'm made for. Paid my dues, never left a wage, I just rage war. So many chains and gold teeth, it's the blood of a slave. Sit on a throne with a gold crown from the blood of a slave. This is our world, got it from the mud to the grave. Become a thing in the past, don't be a story in my page.
Still against all enemies. In high school, you was the man that's lost memory shit. Lost energy, never lost my energy. Never lose control, never losing, dog, I plan to keep. You lose your mind where I'm from, I ain't talking from what you see. I never lost soul, losing times, wasting steady pace, and you off track, I'm on that. You pray to God, hoping he can save you. But there's power by war, and that's a different angle. This another lost cause, and I'm just adding to the list. They not seeing me for that reason, got a flash on the grip. Nigga, big priest, they gon' judge me by my increase. And I'ma keep stepping in these joys to the increase. Just got off the phone with Jacob, and he said it's time to shine. Certified, blue dot, put it on you, now you verified. One West world, bigger than World War III. Do not sleep, it's not cheap, and it's still top 3.
So many chains and gold teeth, it's the blood of a slave. Sit on a throne with a gold crown from the blood of a slave. This is our world, got it from the mud to the grave. Become a thing in the past, don't be a story in my page. Came on boats,
ropes and then chains. So when I get rich, I'ma grab a boat and 10 chains with 12 ribs from each tribe. And each rib gonna have at least 3 kids. Yeah, I'ma have a deep squad. Been rapping since knee-high. Now a nigga shack size. Spit that holy fire, when you hear it, you get baptized. One Westworld, yeah, you niggas know the logo. And I'ma bust it down so the haters see the glow glow. Let's have a feast, let's shine on our enemies. Right in they face, let's blind all our enemies. Cause now we have, but we come from half-nots. Throw that cash on the ground, my nigga, let's cast lots. I started from the bottom, birthed out of mud, raised by gangsters, turned out a thug. I ain't give a fuck, burnt out I was, from hitting licks in and out and selling nicks in the drought.
So many chains and gold teeth, this the blood of a slave. Sit on a throne with a gold crown from the blood of a slave. This is our world, got it from the mud to the grave. Become a thing in the past, don't be a story in my page.
That's right. That's right.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. Dog is a dog. Payback is a dog. Dog is a dog. Payback is a dog. Dog is a dog. Payback is a
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacles set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never a home, only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe the slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting, the trail of my tears is countless. Main fact of them here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles and make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be, slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash, get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. Dog is a dog. Payback is a dog. Dog is a dog. Payback is a dog. Dog is a dog. Payback is a dog. Dog is a dog.
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood, Slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I'm back gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in this body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is dish served cold, I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in the world of mass shooters. That was designed 5 for our babies to pass through it. And the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. Dog is a dog. Payback is a dog. Dog is a dog. Payback is a dog. Dog is a dog. Payback is a dog. Dog is a dog.
Don't hold the lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, all they lies is hypocrisy. Ain't no competition. Yeah, you know what it is. 140 for the rapper, busy man shit, nigga. They take their head off, nigga. I bet when Eve did to Adam, I just pray my love don't lie to me. Swing the iron like Samson, I can't let no holder lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, all they lies is hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying, this shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Circle up and stay alert, another cop just stretch the nigga. He a demon, get that exorcism, watch I bless the nigga. You took that oath in blood, then you know I'm gon' get active with you. Fuck the opposition, I see vision, let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spit and I ain't listening, is in fact the If revenge was a woman, now I stroke that bitch like Jack. So I war, we gon' run the summer, it's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell, should've never kidnapped my family. I can't do that, bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it young baby. How you real triggering on them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cold leader? What he saying something, I ain't hear him, this shit light work. It ain't about who got the gun, it's about who gon' up that pipe first. I turn a bad situation to a game changer. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raised up the chain frame. Shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand that feeds you, you'll never get that hand back. He bitchin' about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody wanna be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. I'm a certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, out with that hollow son, yeah, this the rim accord. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still up on my brain, still I think that's all that I do. The way I get that boy lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
Princes right now.
Damn right.
That's how they do that.
Damn right. Let's clap it up.
We got real princesses in the class. We got real princes in the class. You know,
right.
real soldiers. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing, man. And I just want to thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for being here, and on this glorious occasion.
That's
absolutely glorious.
Right.
Why is it so glorious? Because we are representing and recognizing and giving praise and work, you know, like I said, giving praise and adulation.
Right.
To our women in reverence.
Right.
To our women, because they are absolutely amazing.
That's right. That's right.
Giving them the hand to be great.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When I say our women, I am referring to the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian women. They are out of this world amazing, especially in the right spirit of the truth.
That's right.
They are second to none. You know what I'm saying? Out of this world. They are something special. And what we have been celebrating is because this is the Feast of Purim, the memorial of Purim, to recognize and remember these sisters and remember how great our women can be in their right spirit. And that's what we're doing right now, man. And like I said, it's fourth dimension. You know what I'm saying? Our women, you know, that thing, I don't know if I can say that thing that they was blessed with by the Lord is out of this world. It's fourth dimension. It's life changing. It can make you want to be a better man, make your children, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's amazing. I pray you understand. If you don't, you will real soon. But anyway, I digress just a sad bit. Now, I ain't got to lie. My man said if I'm saying the wrong thing, I ain't trying to get that shut down. So I'm going to leave it right there just for the moment. But with all that being said, this is Purim. This is the closing. Yesterday, we brought out some amazing, started an amazing story in the book of Esther, chapter 1. We started in chapter 1, and we was walking it down. We was walking it down, breaking it down to the molecule, letting you understand what not, the type of woman to not be, the type of woman that you should be. And we also gave so much game. Gabe dropped so many jewels for women to get, women to get favor, excuse me, in their husband's eyes. Get whatever you want from your husband. If you want to be evil and take advantage of them, that's an evil thing that you should do. That's why I didn't want to just say it. Because we're giving you game that can show you so much favor in your husband's eyes that you will get whatever you want, all the way to the half of everything that he has. You know, because that's what you can get if you tap into your real power. And that's what we read. Right. That's what we read in these scriptures starting yesterday. We had a 2-day celebration for our women. It took 2 days, you know what I'm saying? At least, at minimum 2 days. And you can continue to celebrate them, you know what I'm saying? Continue to celebrate them and remember them. But we have a ordained 2 days of the memorial to remember how great and amazing our sisters were and are. In the past, since, and the present, how they were and how they are today. If they so choose. If they so choose to live in that spirit and get in that spirit of the Most High, man, and of their femininity and their kindness and their class and all, man, they can rule the earth. You know what I mean? And if they're in the right spirit, they're going to rule the earth under their man.
That's right.
Under the man that rule over them. And they're going to rule it, like that. And like I said, if you're an evil sister, you're going to take this class and use it for evil. But the Lord ain't going to be with you either way if you in the wrong spirit.
That's right.
So we're going to continue to drop the game for the sisters that actually going to hear this truth and use it for good and use it to better Black families. When I say Black, I mean so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native. They're going to use it to better this truth and grow it and lift it up and exalt it and make it great, like the sister that we're speaking about, because Esther represents all of Israel.
That's right.
She represents all of Israel's sisters in their most powerful form. This is just a personification of Israelite women in their form. Like Esther is the personification of that. That's why it's in the scriptures. She personifies what an Israelite woman, when I say Israelite for people that don't understand, that means I'm referring to the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian or Native American woman, whatever you want to call it, or Latino, according to your father's side. If you're a father, his grandfather was a so-called Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, this story personifies you.
That's right.
In your best form, in your best state, in your best spirit. It's the personification of what you could be. That's why her name is written in these scriptures. Okay?
That's right.
That's what we have. That's why we got little princesses sitting here, princess sitting here learning of what you got to be to get the whole world, to be a superhero. To be, or what they call superwoman, to have power to do whatever you want. Yeah, you can be that. The Bible says you can be a superhero, but you got to be the person that the Lord wants you to be. You got to be the princess that the Lord wants you to be. You got to be the princess that the Lord wants you to be. And you can get everything you want in the world. Everything. Anything you can imagine. You can't even imagine some of the things that will be at your fingertips, thus says the Lord. Some things you can't even imagine. If you serve the Lord, He's going to give you things that you never thought you could have. If you can find that scripture, go ahead and find it. that the Lord will give you things that you cannot imagine happening. You know what I'm saying? He will give you things bigger than your wildest imagination, things that you can't even see. Like something you can see, like you think, how many times we done had a thought, young prince, how many times you thought, man, I wish I could teleport and be somewhere, or I could fly. Have you ever thought, raise your hand if you thought about you wish you could fly. Did you think about that? Come sit down. Come sit down, princess. It's okay. They come in here. Raise your hand if you thought you wish you could fly. Right? Yeah. Did you ever wish you could fly before? You wish you could fly before? Yeah. Princess Kyla, did you wish you could fly before? Did you ever wish you could fly? Right. That's something you can imagine. What if you could fly somewhere, transform yourself somewhere that you ain't never seen before? You know what I mean? That's something you can't even like, what? That sounds fake. It sounds something that I can't even imagine. Yeah. It sounds like something fake. But that's what's going on. But it will happen for you if you be like this sister and these brothers in these scriptures. It'll really happen for you. You can be like that. It can really be that. It can really be. But you gotta be the type of woman that the Lord wants you to be, the type of princess, the type of prince. You thought that scripture? If you could, I know the brothers out there. I was looking for that scripture that said that you can't even imagine what the kingdom of heaven will be. Like you can't even imagine what the Lord will give to you. Because I was just asking them, these young princes in here, these young princesses in here, have they ever imagined flying? Like, have you ever imagined that you could fly? And they all say, yeah, they all could imagine that. But they probably never could imagine, what if I could just teleport to a place? And I could just think it and it appear. That's something you can, it's just an amazing thing. And I just wanted to show them in the scriptures that that's what the Bible said. It has nothing to do with us. And we're going to get into these scriptures to show you some of the things that happen. That these things happen to them that they couldn't have, if you would have told them this was going to happen, they wouldn't have believed it because of the time they was in. Just like people don't believe us. Nobody believes that blacks and Hispanics and natives is going to rule the earth and Christ is going to crack the sky and he's going to save us and we're going to rule the earth and the oppressor is going to be under our authority. Nobody can even imagine that. That's something you really can't see. You don't really believe that's going to happen because you can't see it and you just don't see how that can happen. But the Lord said it, that's the point. He's going to do something that you can never even dream of, that you can never even believe in your imagination can happen. And we're going to read about, that's why we celebrate Purim, because some of our best, this thing happened that nobody could remember, and our sisters, our princesses did this. This is a princess that showed her strength that saved all of our lives and did something so amazing that we couldn't even imagine it. And so that's where we at right now. So just if you on the YouTube, man, go ahead and share this class. Share everything. Let me see, make sure we get this share. I want to share it myself because you never know who needs to get this truth, who needs their spirit uplifted like this. Because this kind of knowledge and truth really uplifts spirits. It really makes somebody get confidence and encouragement. It gives them something that they can't get. They don't get from anyone to tell a young black woman that she's a princess and she can get anything that she wants if she does these couple of things that this sister has done. Like, one of my favorite sayings: a smart person can learn from their own mistakes, but a genius can learn from somebody else's mistakes. Right. But then also on the flip side, you can learn from somebody else's triumphs and successes. And Esther was an amazing success, and she embodies and personified what our women can do to be successful and great. Right. And that's what we get into, man. And so we're gonna get into it. So go ahead if you haven't already, share this class so you can empower a sister today. This is real woman empowerment. This is woman history. This is real woman's history today. Right. That's what's going on right now. We're empowering women. we giving them real history, showing them where their power really lies. Thus says the Lord.
That's right.
So let's get it, man. Well, yesterday we went into something. We're going to continue. This is a continuation from yesterday. If you didn't see yesterday's class, go to No Cowards Minnesota or ISUBK Minnesota on Facebook, No Cowards Minnesota on YouTube, and just click the yesterday's class and we'll get into it. But we're gonna keep it moving forward because, like I said, we are celebrating and uplifting and reverencing, you know what I'm saying, our sisters today. All right. So go ahead, read that. Let's go. We're gonna start where we was at, chapter 6.
Go.
All right, so we're gonna get into chapter 6.
So you want that precept?
Yeah, go ahead. You got it?
I think I do.
Oh, let's see if we got it. Let's go.
John chapter 14, verse 2. In my Father's house are many mansions.
Yeah.
If it were not so, I would have not told. I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. That's on that next verse. Verse 3. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there ye may also be.
No, that's not what I'm looking for right now. So but that's a great scripture. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's a precept of what you're saying.
Yeah. I'm talking about, that when it talks about you can't imagine.
Right.
You can't see it in your mind. I forget the word. What the kingdom of heaven will be like. Something along those lines. But we'll get it, man. It's crazy. But like I said, we're gonna get into these scriptures so our women can understand and really see how to have real power in your household, in the world, and how to really get the things you want out of life. They're not like this world teaches you by being. You got it? All right, let's get it. Go ahead.
I got you. 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 9. 1 Corinthians chapter 2.
Hold on 1 second. He said he needed to get it.
I'm sorry. I didn't see. I cannot see. Give me one of these.
He's trying to put it up. He wanted to.
Okay.
We're trying to defeat the algorithm right now. You know what I'm saying? We getting shadow banned, so we coming at them from all angles. So bear with us, because we coming at them because they're trying to keep this truth from getting to our people.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Because especially when we trying to uplift and empower our women.
Right. That's right.
Yeah, they don't want this to get out. So just bear with us a little bit. Go ahead.
1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 9.
Right.
But as it is written, I have not seen, nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man, the things which God hath prepared for them that love him.
Give him a hand. That's the precept coming through. You ain't heard it. It ain't entered into your brain, into your spirit.
I have not seen
it. You ain't never seen it. You ain't never seen it. You can't imagine it.
Right.
Go ahead. That was it on that?
I keep going.
But no, yeah. You ain't heard it. You can't imagine. Read that again. If there's some more that can be added, go ahead. But if not, we can start it right there.
I'll definitely go.
Go ahead.
1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 9. But as it is written, I have not seen, nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man.
Right. You can't understand your mind. Because if you only think about your heart in the scripture, it's your mind. And what you think, your heart, your emotions, it's about what you think.
Right.
Your heart and your mind is synonymous. Pretty much like if your heart is your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was on my heart. When somebody says that, I mean it was on my mind. You know what I'm saying? You was on my mind. Go ahead.
Come. The things which God has prepared for them that love him.
That love him. And if we know anything about love, we know that means to who's keeping the law, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
That's what love is.
Right.
Go ahead.
John 14:15. If you love me, keep
my commandments. That's what love is. So if you love God, you do what he tells you to do.
That's right.
Like anyone. Like nobody, it's common sense. It's what we call in EPK is practical knowledge.
That's right.
If you love God, you will do what he says to do.
That's
right.
Just
keep his commandments. All right, go ahead.
Verse 10. But God hath revealed them unto us by his Spirit. For the Spirit searcheth all things, yea, the deep things of God.
Right. So you got to be in the right spirit to see these things, to even imagine, to perceive what the kingdom can be like.
Right.
So y'all little princesses and little princes that's thinking about flying, yeah, you're gonna do way more than fly. You know what I'm saying? If you keep the laws, statutes, and commandments of God, He's gonna make you way better than superheroes. He's gonna make y'all so much better. And so we're gonna get into these scriptures to show you like something that you could see. Like if He can do this, just imagine what He can do that you can't see. Go ahead, let's get into it. Go verse 6. Chapter 6. We're gonna keep it going. Chapter 6. Let's get it.
Esther chapter 6, verse 1. On that night could not the king sleep.
On that night could not the king sleep. Okay, so like I said, we was already going through a lot. Esther just came in, dolled up, beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Looking good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She had requested audience with the king.
That's right.
She risked her life to do it because she didn't have an appointment. That was the law. If anybody come to the king's court without a permission, without an appointment, they had to be put to death.
Right.
But she came in there so feminine, so beautiful, and feminine, dolled up and looking good, smelling good, being feminine, and said, if I could, I'd have won. If I have caught favor in your sight, like he noticed up from across the room, I think, but it said the smell through the doors caught him. And of the walk-in, of him just seeing it, looking amazing, he said, what do you want? She grabbed that scepter, I think she grabbed it.
She placed the hand on
She placed the hand on that scepter and got whatever she wants. He said, what do you want? What do you need? You can get anything all the way to the half of the kingdom because she came in there so nice and in her femininity, in her kindness and sweetness and in decorum. She came in there so humble and beautiful and it was just so elegant. And this man was ready to give her everything before she even opened her mouth because of how she walked into the room. But then go ahead. Keep going.
And he commanded to bring the book of records of the Chronicles.
And when she came in, let me just to give y'all the ending of yesterday. When she came in, she didn't even ask right then. She buttered it up even more. She said, if I could, sir, I'd have won if I could. So like if you had found favor in my sight, like she was just so humble with it. Like if you have found favor in my sight, can I cook you in your man's dinner? Now I want to make y'all something. I want to throw a feast for y'all, which was the underlay for the overplay. It was all the underlay for the overplay. But she did it so classy, with such decorum, with such femininity. It was beautiful how she came in there. And because he already offered her the kingdom, but she had something that she needed that was way more than half of his kingdom. It was her people. Her people's lives was on the line. Her life was on the line. So she had something way more than that. So when she asked him, she just asked him to cook dinner. So that night, he said, hold on. She said, so hold on, I just want to cook for y'all tomorrow. I want to prepare a feast and cook for you and make something amazing for you. And now this next day, where we picking up at, is now after that happens, the king is saying he can't sleep. Now the Lord, but he can't sleep this night. Read that again.
Okay, that's the chapter 6, verse 1. On that night could not the king sleep.
He couldn't even sleep. She so much on his mind. She didn't put so much on his spirit and his emotion. He can't even sleep. Just waiting. You know what I'm saying? On what's to come. The Lord shook his spirit up right now. Go ahead.
And he commanded to bring the book of records of the Chronicles, and they were read before the king.
And they were read before the king. Go ahead.
Verse 2. And it was found written that Mordecai had told of Bigthana and Teresh.
Right. So Mordecai was what the equivalent to Esther's cap leader. Her father figure, like General Johanna and General Mahaiman, of so many sisters in the truth, who he's giving counsel to because her parents had died. Her parents weren't around. And so she was getting counsel from Mordecai. And Mordecai got her in this position to where now she is the queen. She didn't get to the place where he put her in the position and now she's the queen because she listened to what he said. He told her, don't tell nobody, don't even mention that you have made it to this status yet. And she didn't do it. He told her to go into the king that day when she thought she was going to die if she did it. And she like, hey, if I die, I die. This for my people. And she went and did it. You know what I mean? Mordecai, and Mordecai also got favor in the king because he did his job like you should do any job representing the truth.
Right.
If you in this truth and you have any job you do it with all your might. Because
That's
you
right.
represent the truth with everything you do. Okay? So you represent the truth. So if you looking bad, you're gonna make the whole truth look bad. And that's what you gotta understand. So I don't care if you work, where you working at. You working at Wendy's, you're gonna be the best burger flipping brother in Wendy's. All right? That's what you gotta do because you represent the truth. And that's what Mordecai did. He was a slave at the king's gate. He seen somebody about to kill the king, and that's what we're speaking about now. And he told him, he's like, man, these brothers at this, these heathens at this gate is plotting on him. And he gave him the game. And this is where we at right now. Keep going.
Verse 2. And it was found written that Mordecai had told of Bigthana and Teresh,
right,
two of the king's chamberlains, the keepers of the door, who were sought to lay hand on the king Ahasuerus.
Right. They had plotted to lay hands on the king. Mordecai is at the door. That's his job. And he did his job like he should.
Right.
That's right.
He did it to the best ability. Somebody was plotting on the king. He was paying attention and watching so much because that's what Shamar means. He was on Shamar.
That's
in
right.
the Hebrew. And he was watching. And he seen that somebody was plotting on this heathen king. But he had a job to do and he did his job. Keep going.
Verse 3. And the king said, what honor and dignity had been done to Mordecai for this?
Right. He asked him that. What we do for this brother who saved my life? Saved my life against some people who I thought was my people. What honor and dignity have we gave him? What did we do for him for saving my life? You never know what the Lord has for you for doing something. It might not come right away. Like I said, this king, this has happened days ago. This king is sitting up, can't sleep at night, and had to go get the book of Chronicles to see, and he just thought, man, what did we do for this brother? Go ahead.
Right. Verse 4. And then said the king's servants that ministered unto him, there is nothing done for him.
Right, we ain't did nothing for this brother. This brother saved your life. He found treason. He found people in the kingdom that was about to commit treason, is what that's called.
Right.
When you go against, the king. Somebody was trying to commit treason, he found it. And they said nothing was done for him. Keep going.
Verse 4. And the king said, who is in the court?
Uh-huh.
Now Haman was coming into the outward court of the king's house.
Right. And this is, go ahead.
Like to speak unto the king, to hang Mordecai in the gallows that he had prepared for him.
So Mordecai, Mordecai was about to get hanged because he wasn't a coon. This white man, Haman, was at the king's arm. He had the king's ear at the time. He was his right hand. And he wanted to hang Mordecai because Mordecai didn't bow down to him, like we read yesterday. Mordecai didn't bow to him. He didn't let him take his soul. You know how the oppressor is. If you don't bow to him or if you take a knee to him, which is if you stand up for that national anthem and put your hand over your chest and cry when they sing the national anthem, you are bowing to that king. Right. So you are bowing to the oppressor. And Mordecai didn't do that. So he wanted to kill Mordecai. He put a gallows in his yard that was when we did the math, it was like 7 stories high.
Right.
When we did the numbers, it was to murder Mordecai. But This is the same man, and this is what's going on now. While the oppressor is plotting on killing us, the Lord has set things in place to make us win.
Right.
The king is plotting and setting up. He's like, who is this man? He ain't got nothing for doing what he did. All the work you put in, you think you ain't getting nothing for it? The Lord is putting it in place for you to get some for the work you put in. Right. If you endure to the end.
Right.
But let's let the scriptures talk. I ain't even put my word on it. Keep going. No, you all right.
Verse 5. And the king's servant said unto him, behold, Haman standeth in the court.
What?
And the king said, let him come in.
So he coming in there to tell him, like, I'm finna get ready to hang this dude Mordecai. Right. That was his plan. That was the oppressor's plan, was to kill him and kill all the Jews, which he had did. He put a hit out on all the Jews. This dude Haman yesterday we just talked about. He put $185, $200 million hit on all the Jews, children, everybody, to kill them all because of one man didn't want to bow to him.
Right.
Hey, don't that sound like the oppressor?
Right.
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 Ezekiel 35:5, they have a perpetual hatred for us.
Perpetual hatred. That's what's going on.
And if I may, the word perpetual means forever, everlasting.
Right. For everlasting. It don't matter what you do, no matter what position they in, they can have the whole earth. They still want you to die and lose.
Right.
Even though they win it and have everything. Is that not the same spirit?
Right.
This dude of mine, Harmon had everything. He had the king's hand, he had everything you would want. But he was still not happy because one black man didn't bow to him. And now he sought to kill all the black men, all the Jews. And that was his plight. Go ahead.
Verse 6. So Haman came in, and the king said unto him, what shall be done unto the man whom the king delighted to honor?
Right. So he asked him before he could tell him, he said, hey man, what should I do? I got a brother I want to honor. What should I do for a person that the king wants to honor? What did he tell him? Go ahead.
Now Haman thought in his heart.
He thought in his what?
In his heart.
In his heart, in his mind. He felt in his spirit. In his heart, he thought, what did this white man, this oppressor think? Go ahead.
To whom would the king delight to do honor more than to myself?
Right. Who better than me?
Right.
That the king is considering doing something nice for. Who's better than this? The all-powerful oppressor?
Right.
Nobody's better than me. Who would he be thinking to do something nice for, other than me? Keep going.
Verse 7. And Haman answered the king, for the man whom the king delighted to honor. Verse 8. Let the royal apparel be brought.
Right. So now think about that. Why is he saying, if we just heard what I said, who can tell me? He said, let the royal apparel be brought to this person. Haman, the white man, the oppressor is saying, let the royal apparel be brought to this man who you want to honor. Why would he say that? Nobody? Nobody else? I know. I'm just giving anybody else a shot. Nobody knows why he was saying it. Go ahead. Why would he say that?
Because he thought he was talking about him.
He thought he was talking about him. He's what he just said. Who would the king want to honor besides me?
Right.
That's what he thought in his mind, in his heart. He thought the king was asking him about him. He said, hey, man, he asked his right-hand man, hey, if I wanted to honor somebody, what should I do for him? I want to do something nice for this dude who saved my life. He didn't know that he was talking about the dude who just tried to, who you were trying to kill, who you just put 200 million on their head and all of his people.
Right.
The king, you don't know what the Lord has for you.
Right.
This man's trying to destroy you. The Lord's trying to build you up.
Right.
So he said, man, what should I do for this man? He thought in his heart, the Lord, he must be talking about me, but I'm the man. Right. I know, but he said, do what?
Let the royal apparel be brought.
He said, bring the royal apparel. Bring him a kingly garment.
Right.
This is what you want to honor somebody? Because he thought he was talking about himself. He said, oh, you want to honor somebody? He said, bring him the royal garment. Bring him a kingly, priestly garment.
Right.
Go ahead.
Which the king uses to wear.
Which you wear. Let's bring him something that you wear. Bring him a king garment. That's what you should do for this man. You want to honor somebody, bring him a king garment. I think it's me, by the way, but I ain't going to say that right now. But just in case it is me, I want you to bring him a kingly garment. Go ahead.
And the horse that the king rideth.
I want you to bring you his whip. Paint the picture of today.
Right.
Back then, they said the horse that you ride. Paint the picture today. He wants you to go get your private jet.
Right.
That's what the king will pull up in. Get him a private jet.
Right.
Put him on the flyer's clothes. Pull up a private helicopter or a jet. Or what you can bring in the hood. Because you want the hood to see. Right. Bring him a helicopter in the hood.
Right.
Get him your priestly garments on. Bring a helicopter for him.
One of them Wakanda joints.
You know what I'm saying? Something like that. He said, this is what you should do for this brother. Go ahead. What else he said want him to do?
And the crown royal which is set upon his head.
Good night. Give him one of your crowns. Yeah. Put a crown on his head too. Right. You want to honor somebody? This is how you should do it. Give him your garments, your clothes, priestly clothes. Bring the private jet for him. I said in private jet because I want you to bring it to today. I want you to paint the picture so you can see it today.
Right.
He wants the king's clothes. He wants the king's horse, which would a king today, you know what I mean? What they doing private jets, helicopters.
Right.
They pulling up the helicopter. Send your helicopter over there. Also, give him one of your crowns. The king's crown too. Give him that too. Put some sauce on it. Go ahead.
Verse 9. And let this apparel and horse be delivered to the hand of the one, it's like it, of one of the king's most noble princes.
Man, let your right hand man do it. Let one of your most precious people go and adorn him with this stuff. You know, somebody like me. You know, like that's somebody like a mom was, because he was his right hand man. Our mom. That was his right hand. Haman. He was his right hand, Haman, whatever. The white man. He's like, look, put that on him too. Because he thought, like I said, in his spirit, he thought, in his mind, he thought the king was going to do this for him.
Right.
Okay, keep going.
That they may array the man with all, whom the king delighteth to honor, and bring him on horseback through the street of the city.
Right. I want through the streets. I want him to ride through the streets. Send your best car. Send the Rolls Royce. Send the Lamborghini. Right. Send the helicopter. Send something glorious to pick him up here. Right. And don't give him a driver. Give him your right hand man to pick him up. No, he needs to be picked up by somebody on my level.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
To pick him up while we roll through the streets of the city so they can see him in all his glory. This is what you should do for somebody you're going to honor. Keep going.
And proclaim before him, thus shall it be done to the man whom the king delighteth to honor.
This is what you should do. That's what he told him. This is what I told him he should do. This is what you should do. Not knowing that he's talking about the man that you plotting on killing.
Right.
But this is what he told him he should do. Go ahead.
Verse 10. Then the king said to Haman, make haste.
He said, make haste. Hurry up. Man, that's a great idea. Hey, you know what? That's an amazing. Hurry up and do what?
And take the apparel and the horse, and thou hast said, as thou hast said.
Hey, I want you to do it. You remember that man he said, I want you to get your right hand, get somebody of higher esteem to do it.
Right. Yeah.
And you know what? You are the man to do it.
Right.
You are my right hand. You finna go do it.
Right.
Go ahead.
And do even so to Mordecai the Jew.
Do it to who?
Do even so to Mordecai the Jew.
Go give it to that black man who you plotting on him. He don't know he's black, but this is what Haman knows. He know Mordecai, the nigga who went down to me, the nigga who I just built a 7-story ghetto to hang him on tomorrow. I'm ready to kill him tomorrow after the feast. Your wife coming for me. You said go do this for him? The nigga who I'm gonna kill him and all the people tomorrow.
Right.
Go ahead.
That sitteth at the king's gate, let nothing fail of all that thou hast spoken.
Man, everything you just said was so glorious. Do it to Mordecai. That's what the Lord has for you. How Esther set that up, how Mordecai, this is it's so amazing. The story, like it gives you chills sometimes just thinking about like when somebody's planning for your demise and your downfall, how the Lord is planning to lift you up.
Right, that's right.
And exalt you above all. It's so amazing, man. Like you can't imagine that this was gonna happen. Like how can you see that coming? Like you ain't you can't see it. Who saw that coming? You know, Mordecai didn't see it. He just, hey, I'm just not bowing to the white man. I don't know. He was about ready to go. I ain't bowing to the white man. I might get put to death for this, but I ain't doing it. I'm just not going to be a coon. I'm already at this gate. I done saved the king's life. I'm doing my job. I'm not bowing to this oppressor. I'm not finna coon for him. He ain't even, I'm not doing it. I can't do it. I won't do it. I'm not standing for the national anthem. He just didn't do it. You know, I'm putting his hand over his chest and I'm gonna let that single tear drop. You know, go ahead.
Verse 11. Then took Haman the apparel and the horse
and arrayed
Mordecai and brought him on horseback through the street of the city.
Man, he brought him all through he had to do it. He had to go dress him. The dude, he was just built a gala 7 stories high and hang. Put 200,000 on it. One talent. We just looked up what a talent was the other day. Hundreds of millions of dollars on his head and all his people. He just had to go dress him up, put him on a horse. Which is, like I see a helicopter, I see a roll, it's just something ridiculous. A private jet and send him through the city.
Right.
What else he had to do? Keep going.
And proclaimed before him.
And proclaimed before him that you are the man. That's what what you proclaim. Mordecai, you the man. The nigga that I hate right now that I'm plotting on. He just had to say you the man. Proclaim before him what? Go ahead.
And proclaim before him, thus shall it be done unto the man who the king delighted to honor.
Good night. Mordecai, you the man. Right. You that nigga. Right. The best Jew, the Jew of the Jew.
Right.
The Jew of the Jew. Good night. This is what he had to do to the man he just was plotting on killing all his people. Go ahead.
And Haman told Zeresh's wife and all his friends. Oh, select my fault. Verse 12.
Oh yeah, I was about to say
my fault. Select. Verse 12. And Mordecai came again to the king's gate. But Haman hastened to his house.
He did what?
He hastened to his house.
He ran to his house. That's hasted. He did what?
Morning.
What was he? What was the oppressor doing?
Morning.
Because what's morning? Who knows what morning is? If somebody's running home morning, what are they doing? What are they doing?
I guess he's suffering and stuff. What they eat.
Suffering, but what is he doing exactly? Morning. When you're in morning, what are you doing? Anybody else? What is he doing? He's grieving. Give me what he's actually grieving. What is he doing because he had to do all this for this black man? Go ahead. Huh? Give her a hand. Give her a hand. This man, they cry when they don't get what they want. They cry. This man running home crying. He running home crying because he had to the man he plotted to kill, he had to put him in the dorm. He had to say, you are the man. He had to, I just see him bowing down, kissing his boo. I don't know, that's just my extras. But anyway, I just, he had to do everything. So go ahead, what you had? Go ahead.
I was just going to say, all right, so yeah, definitely hit that on the head. I was going to say, he's going to cry in the car.
He going to cry. He cried.
He's crying in the car.
He went and cried in the car. He ran home crying to his wife, who told him in the last chapter to build this 7-foot thing. His wife told him, like, oh yeah, you got to build this 7-foot thing and hang him from it. Anybody that disrespect you the man. Because Esther just told the king, like, hey, I want to cook a dinner for you and your man. Right. That's how cold she is. She just setting it up. She's just so cold and feminine and classy. She said, yeah, I just want to cook. That's what she told him yesterday. So Mordecai was feeling good. He went home and told his wife, the queen want to cook for me. He went home. What is this nigga I saw that didn't bow to me? I'm feeling good. The queen and the king. I'm on the king's right hand. I got all the money you could want. But this one nigga disrespected me by not bowing to me yesterday. And he said, man, make a gala 7 feet tall or 75, something, whatever, ridiculous, 75 feet. It was ridiculous. 7 stories when we did the math. The math came to like about 7 stories. A 7-story building. Imagine that. And kill him. Go ahead.
Verse 13. And Haman told Zeresh's wife and all his friends everything that had befallen him.
Right.
Then said his wise men and Zeresh's wife unto him, if Mordecai be of the seed of the Jews.
If what?
If Mordecai be of the seed of the Jews.
What about that?
Before whom thou hast begun to fall, thou shalt not prevail against him, but shall surely fall before him.
Good. Hey, read that one more time. What did his wife, the same wife that told him to build this gala to hang this man, said this about him? Said what?
If Mordecai be of the seed of the Jews.
If he be of the seed of the Jews, if he be of the chosen people of God, go ahead.
That's right. Before whom thou hast begun to fall, thou shalt not prevail against him.
You ain't going to win this bout. How did she know? Go ahead, finish that out.
But shall surely fall before me.
But how did she know that he was going to, what precept? What was the general say? Precept. How do you know that she knew that you will fall? I don't want to say it. Like, how did she know? Like, because he didn't go home and tell her that. He just told her, I got some beef with a nigga. He didn't bow to me. He ain't go and tell her. But when she found out, oh, you talking about the Jew? Oh no, the Jew. Who the Lord, if the Lord is with you, going, oh, I just gave him away a little bit. You're going to fall. You know what I mean? I kind of just gave him away with a little bit on that. How did she know he was going to fall? You know what I'm looking at?
I'm not sure it's like it. Just the one that popped into my head was her gentleman behind me talking about this in a previous class that I was watching it today. Like damn, something about like encountering a snake on the road and damn, like I don't want to miss it.
Okay. I'll give it to God. I don't want to go to God. I wasn't super long, yesterday. We only at 8. But I'll give it. We right there. So how do we know that what she said? If you coming up against the Jew, who the Lord, if the Lord is with you, you are going to surely fail. That precept. How did she know that? And I gave that's it right there. Really, I just gave you. If you look up, okay, go ahead.
Jeremiah 1:19.
Let's see. That's the one.
And they shall fight against thee, but they shall not prevail against thee, for I am with thee, saith the Lord, to deliver thee.
That's one. I wanted it from where the heathen said it. Like, hey, you can beat them, but if the Lord is with them, don't do it because you ain't gonna win. You ever? It might be. I just remember it was just I just wanted one of y'all to grab it. But he said, hey, when they was gonna, he's like, look, you can go up against them, but if their Lord is with them, you're gonna lose. Don't do it if their God is with them. You're gonna surely fall. Go ahead.
Mike got a precept for you.
Go ahead. Let's see.
Zechariah chapter 2 verse 8. But thou said the Lord of hosts, after the Lord had he sent thee unto a nation to spoil you, will he that touch you the apple of his eyes? For behold, I will shake my hand upon them, and they shall be spoiled to their servants. And you shall know that the Lord of hosts has sent me.
That's a good one. I like that one. That's a long line. That ain't the one I was looking for, but that's right there. That's right there. You're gonna send it, but if the Lord is with you, it was another one that it didn't sound quite like that. So read that again, mighty man.
I can't pronounce that. I don't know why I can't pronounce it. Zechariah, verse 8. But thou said the Lord of hosts, after the Lord had he sent me unto a nation which spoiled you. For he that touched you touched the apple of his eyes. Verse 9. Behold, I will shake my hand upon them, and they shall be spoiled to their servants. And ye said, no, that the Lord of hosts has sent me.
Hey, that's if you can't find that, that's the next best thing is the one I was looking for. That's beautiful. That's you know what I mean? Because he definitely put his hand. The reason that the oppressor is against us and can prevail against us is because the Lord allows it. You know what I mean? And that's what that's talking about. You know what I mean? And so that's that. That's an amazing precept for this. Like I said, it was another one I was looking for, but that's right along the same lines. Right there, that's it. Because the Lord allows them. If the Lord is with us, they can't prevail against us. You know what I'm saying? But that ain't the one I was exactly looking for, but it's definitely along the line.
So like last time was wisely.
Go ahead. What you got?
Exodus chapter 1, verse 10. Come on, let us deal with sorry. Come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply, and it comes to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies, and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land.
No, that's just the Lord, you know, them saying them plotting against us, because they like, hey, they doing their own thing, and if somebody join us against them, they gonna join them and not us, because we doing them both. They not really our people. That's not that. But like I said, what the young man just brought out was beautiful. What you just brought out, it was beautiful. And like I said, it was this one when they was traveling to go battle, and he said, if they Lord be with them, don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to fail. But if they Lord not with them, you will prevail. Like it was something along the lines. Like, but we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going to keep it. But yeah, it was something along them lines right there. As I'm paraphrasing, of course. And if you know, let me see if anybody put it on Facebook, if anybody listening. But let's go. I don't want to go too long. Like yesterday, like I said, I went real long. I don't want to go long like that again. Okay, well, that was Facebook. I said YouTube. Anybody said nothing about it? Boom. Anybody's missing it? Not right now. Okay. How's that? So we'll just leave it right there. Right now. And if you hear in the class right now, go ahead and like the classes on YouTube and Facebook. It helps the algorithm. Share it. You know what I'm saying? Share it. If you don't want to share it, hit the like button. Do something to get the algorithm out there. Hit the like button. Every time we live, go share or hit the like button, because it helps us with our shadow banner thing that they try to do to us, pushing this truth. You know what I'm saying? Go tell all your kids to do it. Right. Every phone that's in the house, tablet that's in the house, go and do it. Have them share the class and like the class, because it gets it out there. Go ahead, buddy. Listen, let me hear.
Genesis chapter 12, verse 3. And I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curse thee. And then shall all the family of the earth be blessed.
No, that's still right on time, because he definitely did. You know, that's definitely what's happening, because we within their nations. But that's not the one I was looking for. And I'm gonna grab it. You know, I'll grab it. But look, let's keep going though, because like I said, we'll be, you know how we ran on for too many hours. Let's finish reading the story. And this is about Esther at the end of the day. This is about our sisters, and why we are showing them this is your power, your femininity, your decorum, your class, your kindness, your beauty. All of those things go into your power and how you saved our whole nation. That's why we got this 2-day celebration, which, you know what I'm saying, just to honor you and to show you how you can be everything for our people. Like if it wasn't for you, we would be slow.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but we can't, you know, how to get away from that Oprah spirit. Right. You know, I'm rich, or that Michelle Obama spirit. Yeah, I'm married to the king. I'm married to the man. I got all the money. But you want to, you want to just be a strong, independent woman. You want to do your own thing. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Verse 14. And while they were yet talking with him, came the king's chamberlains,
right,
and hasted to bring Haman unto the banquet that Esther had prepared.
So Esther had prepared this banquet. Esther had, she came and asked the king, I just want to cook for you. He tried to give her the kingdom. He tried to give her anything she wanted. She said, man, can you just let me cook for you and your man? Because it was, like I said, she had She had her plan set in place. Go ahead.
Esther chapter 7, verse 1. So the king of Haman went to the banquet. It's like he came to the banquet with Esther the queen. Verse 2. And the king said again unto Esther, on the second day at the banquet of wine. What is that petition, Queen Esther?
Well, baby, what do you want? Hey, you know, this is the second day. You got to, what do you want? He asking her again, what do you want? What is your petition? What else he said?
What is thy petition, Queen Esther, and it shall be granted thee.
And it shall be granted you. What do you want? I know you want something. What is it? You risk your life to come in there to see me looking good and smelling good like that and being so, man, what do you want? It's going to be granted to you, anything. Go ahead.
And what is thy request?
And what is your request? It's going to be granted. Go ahead.
And it shall be performed.
It shall be performed. Whatever you want, it's going to happen. Because you was the best among the best of everything that walked through it. Because of you embodied, she embodied her femininity. She embodied her class, her decorum. She just embraced it. She showed that she followed orders from the man above her. Go ahead.
And what is thy request? And it shall be performed even to the half of the kingdom.
It sounds like, well, see how you can have whatever you like. You can have anything, even the half. He offered the half of the kingdom again. How many other women? Forget my people. You know what I mean? I mean, that's it. I think that's it right there. That might be what you have. I just read it.
Judith chapter 5, verse 20 and 21.
So you got it. Make sure it's the right King James.
I think
Nah, we know Testament both of them. You got it. Continue with Esther. You want to
one second. I just want to get there with you. I just want to make sure this is being read properly.
Judith chapter 5, verse 20. Start that chapter.
Judith. I'm just trying to find Judith real fast.
Verse 3.
And we were just talking about Judith, like she is so amazing. And since we did, and like I said earlier, I think they did this on purpose because this is Women's History Month. And they so subtle. And we are representing and looking up women. Yeah, Judith is in the Bible.
That's in the Bible. It popped up on this one app. I didn't know when to have
it. Go ahead. It might not be
somewhere in the records.
Go ahead. Judith what?
Judith chapter 5, verse starting at 20.
Okay. Go ahead.
Judith chapter 5, verse 20. Now, therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error against this people, and they sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin.
Right. Yeah, right. If they sin against their God, it's over with for them.
Right.
Go ahead.
And let us go up, and we shall overcome them. Verse 21. But if there be...
But hold on, but what is that? What's that first word?
But.
But. Yeah. That means everything you just but. So hold on. Read it again from the first one.
Verse 20. Now, therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error against this people,
right,
and they sin against their God,
right,
let us consider that this shall be their ruin,
right,
and let us go up, and we shall overcome them.
And they do it. That's what she said. Like, hey, but this was his wife had to tell him. Yeah, it's over with, and they know. They know if we ain't serving our God, it's over with for us. If you know anything about Judith, you know what she went and did.
Right.
You know the work she went and put in on Women's History Month. She went and cut off a man's head because our people wasn't doing their job. Our man wasn't standing up.
Right.
Go ahead.
But
But
if there be no iniquity in their nation, Let my Lord now pass by.
Man, leave them folks alone. That's what she told him. Like, you're gonna fall. Pass by, leave them people alone. Let them make it.
Lest their Lord defend them.
Right.
And their God be for them.
Right.
And we become a reproach before all the world.
Man, it's gonna be ugly for you. From everybody.
I don't want to.
Well, what did I say? He just had built up. He had built the 7-story. The whole world was gonna see the whole. Cause that wasn't fun. We gonna just remember that. The reproach before the world. Go ahead, go back. Yeah, that's the scripture. That was give him a hand. We found that scripture. That's how it's right. Right there, how I said. Yeah. Go ahead.
So now, chapter 6, verse 13, real quick, in the middle of 13, if Mordecai be of the seed of the Jews, before whom thou hast begun to fall.
Right. You gonna fall on him? Go ahead.
Thou shalt not prevail against him.
It's over with for you.
But shalt surely fall before him.
You finished. Stick a fork in.
Okay.
Go ahead. Go back now.
Chapter 7, verse 3.
Go ahead.
Then Esther the queen answered and said, if I have found favor in thy sight, O king, and if it please the king, let my life be given me at my petition, and my people at my request. Verse 4.
She said, read that. Listen to how sweet and beautiful and classy this woman is. This man had offered you the kingdom. He said, anything you want, you can get. What did she just say?
Verse 3. Then Esther the queen answered and said, if I have found favor in thy sight.
Out of one, sir, if I could.
O king.
If I could, out of one. I think that's what I heard. Keep going.
O king. And if it pleased the king.
And if this would make you happy. You know what I mean? If I could. I know you just offered me the kingdom. You know how she knows she has found favor in the king. King, if I have really found favor out of one, sir, if I could, Baba Kasha. Go ahead.
Let my life be given me at my petition.
Let my life be given me at my petition. Go ahead.
And my people at my request.
My people. She's caring about her damn people, man. Oprah ain't caring about her people. She didn't give a dime to Mississippi.
That's right.
Where she was born.
That's right.
Michelle Obama ain't caring about her people with the heathen she's with. Because this is Esther's plight. She's more closer to Michelle. Michelle was married to the king. A heathen. Right. Just like Esther had to be to save her people. But if it pleases, go ahead, read that. Keep going.
Verse 4. For we are sold.
Right.
I and my people.
We are sold. I understand my position. I'm a slave, king. If it's so keep going. Let us speak.
To be destroyed, to be slain, and to perish.
Right. I understand. We have been sold. We understand the plight. Haman just put a hit on our head. $200 million. It's over with for us. Go ahead.
But if we had been sold for bondmen and bondwomen, I had held my tongue.
I was ready to be a slave. I came here to be a slave. We already knew what I came in for because we was slave. We came here to be slave. Mordecai was working at the gate. Right. I came here. You just found favor in me above all the other women because she's an Israelite woman. Right. That thing is above. Oh my God. She came to be a slave and she became queen because she was above. She was better than everything he had seen. Because that's how cold our women are.
That's right.
So they got that fourth dimension thing.
Right.
When it's right. When it's right. In the right spirit, it's something like out of this world. Go ahead.
Although the enemy could not countervail the king's damage.
Right. Like the enemy, the enemy, you put this out there. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Verse 5, then the king Ahasuerus answered and said unto Esther the queen, who is he?
Right. The enemy can't, the enemy is against us. See, the king is like, now he put a, who did what to my baby?
Right.
Now he ready to put his king. He already gave her the kingdom. Now he ready to put his done to he ready to put it. I wish the brother who did somebody did what to you? Go ahead.
And where is he?
Who did it? And where he at? Who did this? Look how cold. Go ahead.
That durst presume in his heart to do so.
Who did something to your people? Your people, somebody did something to you, and your people, because she could have just not put herself in it. Because the king didn't care about her people. He cared about her. He doing this for her and her feeling how amazing she is to him. And she said, "That's me and my people on the line."
Right, right.
Go ahead.
Verse 6. And Esther said, the adversary and enemy is this wicked Haman.
This nigga who she just brought to the dinner. She said, this nigga, no, she said this devil right here. She called him wicked. What we call the wicked white oppressor? No, I think we call him the devil, right?
I don't want to come.
She said, what did she call him? You got to just paint the picture. What did she just call him? Go ahead.
Yeah, devil is I don't want.
Right. I'm just saying, paint this picture of what did she just call this. We know he's the oppressor. What did she just say? He said, who did it? Who seek to do this to you? Go ahead.
The adversary and enemy.
The who?
The adversary and enemy.
I think we have enemies. We know that who they are. Who was it?
Right. This wicked Haman.
This wicked. This wicked Haman. She pointed right at him. Who she just invited to dinner. Him. Right. He's the one who just put the hit out on all my people and me. It's him. Go ahead.
Then Haman was afraid before the king and the queen.
He was what?
He was afraid.
He was afraid before the king and the queen. This is what femininity gets you. Look at this power that she wielded just now.
That's right.
This man who just put $200-some million, built the gallows in his house, finna get everybody killed in a day.
Right.
All the Jews, because of one man, Mordecai, the man who she been following orders for. The man who took her in as a daughter when her father and mother died. He took her in as a daughter and gave her the game. And she listened to him. Go ahead.
Verse 7. And the king, arising from the banquet of wine in his wrath, went into the palace garden.
Right.
And Haman stood up to make request for his life to Esther the queen.
So what did the king just do right there? What when you paint the picture of what just happened? So what just happened if you see it? Like I said, paint the picture and just paint it. What just happened? What did the king do?
He stormed out.
He stormed out.
Right.
He had to go get some. He like, my mans, you coming at my what?
Right.
He stormed out to get some men. He had to go out to read that again. He did what?
And the king, arising from the banquet of wine in his wrath, went into the palace garden.
Went into the palace garden. He had to go get some damn air. Because his man, my sweet thing right here just came in here. Like, I'm trying to give her everything she wants because she deserves it. Because she's amazing and sweet and kind and just so feminine. And she just exudes class.
Right.
She deserves the kingdom. And she just said, she is worried about you. You are putting her people and herself in danger. Go ahead.
And Haman stood up to make request for his life to Esther the queen.
Right, now he begging the queen. Go ahead.
For he saw that there was evil determined against him by the king.
Right. He said the king was, the king looked at him before I'm gonna kill this nigga here. Right. You know what I'm saying? He stood up. He seen the look in the king's eyes when he stood up. I'm gonna kill this nigga over you got my motherfucking, you understand me, messed up. Excuse me. You got her messed completely up. Go ahead.
Verse 8. Then the king returned out of the palace garden into the place of the banquet of wine.
Right.
And Haman was fallen upon the bed whereon Esther was.
Where was he at?
Fallen upon the bed whereon Esther was.
Now he just so arrogant. He didn't went into this woman's bed. He didn't went into this woman's bed. I told you, he's arrogant. He said, "Who's better than me?" So I think, why would you go into this woman's bed? You thought that you could. That thing was that you thought you was. This oppressor is just so arrogant. You thought you can go into this woman's bed and convince her to not kill you or not let the king kill you? Keep going.
Then said the king, will he force the queen also before me in the house?
You're going to take my wife. You're going to force my wife. Also, you're going to do this too. So you try to kill her people. And you're going to take the box in my house. That's what you're finna do right now. Go ahead.
And the word went out of the king's mouth. It's like as the word went out of the king's mouth, They covered Haman's face.
What just paint the picture? I just want to see if I be tripping. What just happened when the king walked in and seen this man in his wife's bed? Please, he said, anybody, I'm gonna give it to you. I think you might get it. Read it one more time. He said he came in the house, paint the picture. He just walked out. He came back to the thing. Go ahead.
Then said the king, will he force the queen?
No, go a little bit more. Like the king came back in.
Verse 8.
Paint the picture. I want to see it.
Then the king returned out of the palace guard.
Oh, he returned back. He had to go get some air. Hold on, I ain't gonna say that. Go ahead. Let me see if anybody else. Go ahead.
Into the place of the banquet hall. Into the place of the banquet of wine.
Right.
And Haman was fallen upon the bed whereon Esther was.
Right. He came back in. They go, now he he fall on the bed. Then what happened? Go ahead.
Then said the king, will he force the queen also before me in the house?
You gonna force the queen before me in my house? And then what happened?
As the word went out of the king's mouth,
as he said this,
they covered Haman's face.
What happened to Haman right there? Who can see that? Who can see what happened to him? Anybody over there? Go ahead.
They killed him.
Not at the they let's think about not that. They didn't kill him, chop his head off. Go ahead, let me see what
when he covered his face, they feel to prepare him, put him to death.
How did they, by doing what? What did they do to him? Well, Kalani, what they do to him?
They suffocated.
I'll give it to him. They with what? They put a bag over his head. They get bag. You know they put a bag. So the king said they put a bag over his head and grabbed him out. So you going to do this in my what? They put a bag over his head, Kalani. You're absolutely right. They put a bag over his head and took him out. Go ahead.
Verse 9. And Harbonah, one of the king's chamberlains, said before the king, behold, also the gallows 50 cubits high, which Haman had made for Mordecai.
He did what?
Which Haman had made for Mordecai.
So he made that thing to hang Mordecai. And now the king dude tell him, hey, you know what? He just made a 7-foot thing. Go ahead, keep going. Let's let them speak.
Which Haman had made for Mordecai, who had spoken good for the king.
Mordecai, which had spoken good. Haman made this for Mordecai. He made what?
The gallows, 50 cubits high,
right?
Which Haman had made for Mordecai, who had spoken good for the king,
right?
Standeth in the house of Haman.
This thing happened to have a 70-foot gallows, a 7-story gallows to hang Mordecai, the man who saved your life. This man who was just in your wife's bed and trying to get her, seduce her to get it, save his life. He got a thing in his backyard right now that he was going to hang dude with. Imagine that. And what happened?
Then the king said, hang him thereon.
Hang him on it. Hang him on that thing. This is all because of Esther. Come on, this ain't even it. This is just how cold our women can be. This is why we doing Purim for our women.
Right. That's right.
That I'm gonna put the quotations that happens to be in Women's History Month in America. Keep going.
Verse 10. So they hanged Haman on the gallows that he had prepared for Mordecai.
Man, they hung. That's what the Lord will do for you.
Right.
The people dig a ditch for you and they're gonna fall in it.
That's right.
Somebody dig a ditch for you, they will fall in it.
That's right.
Thus says the Lord. It will happen. They will fall in the ditch that they dig for you. They will hang from the gallows, to be specific, that they have built to hang you on. If you decide to be the woman or the man that the Lord has called you to be, it's up to you. If you are willing to endure to the end and see it through, you might not be able to see it. But the Lord said you won't be able to see it, but it's there. He laid it out for you. Keep the law, statutes, and commandments, and you will see that they will fall in the ditch that they try to build for you. I don't care who it is. They're gonna fall in it if they don't do right. Go ahead. Hold on, you guys on?
I got some precept for that.
Let's see what you got.
Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 8.
Uh-huh.
He that dig a pit shall fall into it.
He that what?
He that dig a pit shall fall into it.
Uh-huh.
And whoso break a hedge, a serpent shall bite him.
Right. Give him a hand. That's the perfect. That is the precept. That's not a precept. That is the precept. Right. That is not unto the precept king right there. That is that precept. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you heard the precept he pulled for that, right?
I'm sorry, say it again.
Read that again. The one that Mordecai just got hung on the gala that he built for Mordecai. Elijah got, what was that precept? I said this
Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 8. He that dig a pit shall fall into it.
Right.
And whosoever break a hedge, a serpent shall bite him.
Right. You did it. Right. That is the precept. That is right. So perfect.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely perfect precept. Go ahead. Let's keep going, man. Before we, I don't want to get nobody upset with me no more for going long-winded today. Go ahead. Let's go.
Then was the king's wrath pacified.
Then what?
Then was the king's wrath pacified.
Now he was okay. This brother that had my woman around here sick. Go ahead.
Chapter 8, verse 1. On that day did the king Ahasuerus give the house of Haman, the Jews' enemy.
The Jews what?
Enemy.
Oh, we got the Jews got enemies? I thought the Lord was all we just all love. Ain't got no enemies. The Jews' enemy. Go ahead.
Unto Esther the queen.
He gave it to Esther. Go ahead.
Unto Esther the queen. And Mordecai came before it's like unto Esther the queen.
What?
And Mordecai came before the king. For Esther had told what he was. It's like it. For Esther had told what he was unto her.
Start it again.
Like,
you got it.
Chapter 8, verse 1. On that day did the king Ahasuerus give the house of Haman, the Jews' enemy, unto Esther the queen.
What? Now she got his house. That sounds like something we waiting on. Keep going.
Right. And Mordecai came before the king, for Esther had told what he was under her.
Right. So she still, you see what she did? She didn't take all that credit for herself. She brought Mordecai, her camp leader, her father figure, who was in her life, and said, hey, this is the reason. This is him. I've been following his orders. He told me to come here. He told me what to do. I've been following him. I had to let you know who he is. He's the reason for me being here. And that's what she did, because she had honor and reverence for her people, man. Go ahead.
Verse 2. And the king took off his ring, which he had taken from Haman, and gave it unto Mordecai.
He gave it to Mordecai. That's how you lift your people. It's not about you. You give your reverence to the people who lifted you up, who put you in the position to be where you are. Right. But you want to take all the credit like it was you. No, Mordecai did that for her. Put you in this position to get all these amazing things that's set before you. She became, you know what I'm saying? Mordecai did that for her, and she honored him by that. I said, hey, king, this is him. I know you gave this to me, but this should be given to him. Because if it weren't for him, I wouldn't be in this position. Go ahead.
And Esther set Mordecai over the house of Haman.
So the house that he gave to Esther, the house, all the servants, because you know Mordecai, Haman gave somebody 200-something million.
Right.
All that was hers. And who she give it to?
And Esther set Mordecai over the house of Haman.
Esther gave it to Mordecai, the man. Because the man is supposed to, because she is too sweet and delicate to deal with that kind of thing. Let the man rule the house and be ruthless and have to hurt people and punish people. You just be there and be sweet and beautiful and kind and have so much decorum and class that is so much beneath you. You have somebody to put there to do those gruesome things. Esther didn't want no parts of that.
Right.
Everything she did was done with class.
That's right.
And beauty and honor and dignity. Go ahead.
Verse 3. And Esther spake yet again before the king.
And Esther did what?
Spake yet again before the king.
Esther spake yet again before. What did Esther do this time? Esther spake yet again before the king. What she do?
And fell down at his feet.
She did what?
And fell down at his feet.
Come on, man. They don't want the game. They want, you know what I'm saying? They don't want the truth about how to get what you want out of a king, out of a man. You don't want the truth. She did what?
And fell down at his feet.
She fell down at his feet.
And besought him with tears.
And she cried a little bit. She used every feminine part of her body to get what she wants. She fell on his, I don't want, sir, I don't want, please, if I could. You don't know what that would do. That kind of thing does something that you sisters don't understand. You don't know how to stroke the king's ego to get what you want. You wanna be all powerful, independent. I don't need no nigga for nothing. But you don't know that you can do what?
And fell down at his feet and besought him with tears.
And let her tears drop so he can wipe it away and say, baby, it's gonna be okay. He just want to feel like the king that he is, right? Oh no, that's not my word. Is that what's happening right here? I'm just reading the Bible.
That's right.
But a lot of our sisters have been made to be too hard. I ain't just blaming you. But I think this world has made our sisters be so hard. Right. They don't understand that they can fall down at that man's feet with a tear and he will want to kill everything moving for you.
Right.
That's right.
He's gonna hang them. Let's let the scripture speak. Let's see what she can. So she already got all of this. Mordecai was hung. Her man's got the all the money, and she still came and see what else happened when she came and dropped that tear at his feet. Keep going. What's up?
So like, if we could just give Kudasha Young, a good hand for a great class.
Hey, hey, this came from the man above behind. Absolutely nothing. But I can tell you how I was shy. This is all of the Most High. But let's keep it going. I appreciate it, but that's all the Lord and the man before me, man. I am absolutely nothing. Go ahead.
To put away the mischief of Haman the Agagite.
He said she cried at his foot to put away the mischief of Haman. She wanted all the mischief. What was the mischief? Let's keep going. What was the mischief of Haman that she had to come and fall at the king's feet with a tear that he just couldn't help but like, baby, please, what can I do for you? You're so sweet and so beautiful and so. Who is responsible for this tear? How can I make sure a tear like this never falls again? Go ahead.
And his device.
And his device. Go ahead.
That he had devised against the Jews.
That he had devised against her people. Go ahead.
Verse 4. Then the king held out the golden scepter toward Esther. So Esther arose and stood before the king. Verse 5. And said, if it pleased the king, and if I have found favor in his sight, and the thing seem right before the king,
right,
and I be pleasing in his eyes.
Man, just so much.
Right.
They don't the exusion, the overtly femininity that's just exuding from this woman. It's undeniable. You're gonna hurt somebody behind this. She's gonna get everything she wants behind just being feminine, just being kind and sweet and beautiful and making sure you got yourself, you know what I mean? Making sure you got yourself together. She can't, you know what I mean? Like just being your best self, whatever that looks like.
Right.
Be your best self. Don't make no excuses about being the best you can be in any circumstance.
Right.
She was in the worst circumstance. She said, if I die, I die. I'm gonna just go in there and do it. Go ahead.
Let it be written to reverse the letters devised by Haman.
Let it be written. This is what she did off that tip. She came and fell at his feet and said this. Go ahead.
Let it be reversed. Just like it. Let it be written to reverse the letters devised by Haman, the son of Hammedatha the Agagite, which he wrote to destroy the Jews, which are in all the king's provinces.
Right. We all over your provinces. Let it be reversed. When she came and begged at his feet, like, okay, I know what you did for Haman, but my people still ain't set free. Right. He sent letters out there to kill all of us in a day. It's people out there that's ready to kill. He sent out money, 200 million on our heads. It's right. Over with for us. She fell at his feet and said, I don't want, if you could, if I really found any favor in your sight, I want if you care about me, can you please, sir, Baba Kashab? Oh no, that's what I hear. Is that anybody else in my tripping?
Damn right, sir.
All right.
Damn right.
Tell me I'm tripping, man. Go ahead.
Verse 6. For how can I endure to see the evil that shall come into my people?
Right. I can't endure this. And what am I supposed to? This is gonna kill me if this happens. You know, I see what you did for me and my mans, but what about my people? How am I gonna be this same beautiful and classy woman if I can't endure that kind of pain for my people? She's still caring about her people. You thinking about what you can get, how you can win. What about your people? Go ahead.
Or how can I endure to see the destruction of my kingdom? Verse 7. Then the king Ahasuerus said unto Esther the queen, and to Mordecai the Jew, behold,
You said who said? Listen. Go ahead. Say that again.
Then the king Ahasuerus said unto Esther the queen, and to Mordecai the Jew,
what?
Behold, I have given Esther the house of Haman, and him they have hanged upon the gallows because he laid his hand upon the Jew.
Right. Hey, I gave you his house. They hung him on that gallows on the behalf of you.
Right.
Keep going.
Verse 8. Write ye also for the Jews as it liketh you.
Man, what you want me to write in this letter? This is what femininity, this is what your power can get. He said, write what you want in this letter. What you want me to say? Who did what to you? You seen what I did to him already. He hanging up there. Look out your window. You see him? He did that. What else you want to happen? Keep going.
In the king's name.
In my name. Write it in my name. Whatever you want. Go ahead.
And seal it with the king's ring.
Come on, man. Mordecai, that ring I gave you, that's your man's? Whatever she say, you seal it. I don't even want no, whatever it is. I don't care what it is. You said he seals it. I gave him the ring. The Jew, keep going.
For the writing which is written in the king's name and sealed with the king's ring may no man reverse.
Come on, may no man reverse. This sounds nigh unto the kingdom. This is something we waiting on from Christ. Keep going.
Verse 9. Then were the king's scribes called at that time in the 3rd month.
What verse is that?
Verse 9.
All right, well, we'll keep going, because we could have skipped that, but yeah, I ain't want to, we just piled it on. Now it's just so glorious. Go ahead.
That is the month Sivan. On the 23rd day thereof, and it was written according to all that Mordecai commanded.
We'll drop down to 10. Let's go ahead.
Okay. Verse 10. And he wrote in the king Ahasuerus' name and sealed it with the king's ring and sent letters to hostess on horseback and riders on mules, camels and young dromedaries.
To everybody. You know what I'm saying? Not to all. And was this, just so we listening, was this written to everybody on the earth? Is anybody paying attention? Was this written to everybody? How do we know it wasn't written to everybody? Hold on. How do we know it wasn't written to everybody? Did you have your hand up? No? How do we know this wasn't written to everybody? You go ahead.
Well, he sent it by horseback, so it must put it all of the provinces in the kingdom.
It's because it was for the provinces in Azarus give him a hand. That's absolutely right. It was in Azarus' kingdom. It was in his what he ran. Right. He didn't run he had his, that's why this is not something, that's why this is a memorial. You know what I'm saying? Like America does a memorial for their soldiers and their veterans, and we have they do something for the 4th of July. Like the London don't do nothing for the 4th of July. You know what I'm saying? That's just for America. Right. This was just for this king's province. That's why we recognize it, because this was big for us. You know what I mean? Right. And you know how many people survived because of this? Yeah. I mean, because you know who Xerxes, this King Xerxes, this was that king that they portrayed him as I keep calling him Xerxes. Azarus. Yeah. He was portrayed as Xerxes in 300. If you ever seen that movie. And we were the ones who he was walking on their backs as he walked around the stage. You know, when everybody linked their back, we were those slaves. You know what I mean? That's who we were in that movie. When people were like, we was in 300. Yeah, we was a slave in 300. And he walked on their backs. Okay? But that's who this was portraying. And so that was that. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Verse 11. Wherein the king granted the Jews which were in every city for a selection. Some kind of saying that right. And he wrote in the king Ahasuerus' name and sealed it with the king's ring and sent letters at this day and the third. Verse 11, wherein the king granted the Jews which were in every city to gather themselves together and to stand for their life, to destroy, to slay,
to what?
To destroy, to slay, and to cause to perish all the power of the people and province that would assault them.
Look at the power of Esther. This is why we celebrate Purim. Look at Esther. Look at what she did. I'm telling you, that's what salvation is. To triumph against your enemies. He put a decree out for them to slaughter all of the people who had sought to slaughter them.
Right.
This is what can happen from when we have our women playing a position.
Right.
That's right.
There is no, keep going. Let's let the scripture speak.
Both little ones and women, and to take the spoil of them for a prey.
Man, come on, man. It was ugly, yo. Yeah. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? Everybody can get it. Right. Everybody was getting it.
Right.
Because of Esther and what, you know what I'm saying? And Esther and the favor that she sought in the king by being feminine, by being kind, by being showing decorum, by just tapping into her real power. She didn't have to lift a finger. All she had to be was her. She don't even understand what that tear would do for this man, what that would make it. You know what I mean? You don't understand what we're talking about. Hey, Adawan, sir, if I could, Baba Kashar, you know, if I could cook for you, if I could, you don't know what those things can do because we've been so destroyed. I want to be just this hard person who don't know how to be feminine and submissive and things like that. We don't get it. And so you think you're going to get it by a real nigga. If you was a real nigga, you would do this. If you was a real man, you would buy that. If you was real, you would kill all of it. Your man's ain't your man. Your man's on me. Whatever. It's disgusting. It's vile. But Esther shows something so beautiful. So something, an art form that's so lost. And it's lost because, we've been destroyed. But we remember this so our women can remember where their real power lies. So go read it. Read Ruth. Go read Judith and find out where your real power really lies. And like I said, really, this is too much game. A lot of women can use this to take advantage of it.
That's right.
You can use it to get over on the mix. Why? If you really wanted to. He completely over on him because he won't be able to deny it. I don't even feel comfortable saying that just now. It made me feel weird saying that. God, yeah.
Like Abigail or Sarah.
You know what I mean?
So on and so forth.
Yeah, it's ugly if you really just did it. Yeah. And see what happens. You've been the person you've been the nasty, freaky, nasty Megan. You didn't see how she walked. I didn't see yesterday how she walked in and grabbed that scepter. It just touched it. If you ain't see how Esther walked in and touched it, if he wouldn't have pointed to something, it was over. She wouldn't even grab that scepter. Just in the most elegant of classiest, nastiest, classiest. So like that's what I hate to say. Anyway, they don't get it. Just let them make it. They'll get it they want. Let them just keep dangling it away. Either you're going to get it or you ain't. Keep trying to be independent, strong by yourself. Or you can conform and submit yourself to your real power. This is your real power. Submit yourself to you. You want to be strong and then submit to you. Submit to your natural form. If you don't want to say, I'm submit to your damn self, stupid. I mean, anyway, keep going. I'm done with that.
Upon one day in all the provinces of King Ahasuerus,
right,
namely upon the 13th day of the 12th month, which is the month of Adar.
Right.
Verse 13. The copy of the writing for a commandment to be given in every province was published unto all people.
Okay, so we can skip that. That's 8.
That was 13 of 8.
Let's go. Let's go ahead. We going over the time. Yeah, let's finish 9. We're gonna skip a lot of this, but we got to the point. But let's just finish because this is the why we do what we do. This is the decree and declare. Go ahead. We're gonna skip a song. You got it. You see it. You know what I mean?
Verse 9. Verse like chapter 9, verse 1. Now in the 12th month, that is the month of Dar, the 13th day of the same, when the king's commandment and his decree drew near to be put in execution.
Right.
In the day that the enemies of the Jews hoped to have power over them.
Right.
Though it was turned to the contrary that the Jews had ruled over them
right.
that hated them.
Like I said, they fell in their ditch. They had plans that we was going to be killed that day. And look what they say. Look at God. He done switched it on them. Now they was killed this day. Now that same plan had unfolded on them in that manner. All right, go down. Go. I think you dropped to verse 5. Let's check 5.
Verse 5. Thus the Jews smote all their enemies with the stroke of the sword and slaughter.
Hold on. What the Jews did? What?
Smote all their enemies.
Look, how did they smoke?
With the stroke of the sword.
Okay. So yeah, it wasn't by laying hand, praying for them. They didn't pray for them?
With the stroke of the sword.
Oh, okay, with the sword that they did. But, I thought they just, touched somebody.
With the stroke of the sword.
Oh, okay.
They touch them with the stroke of the sword.
that's in the Bible, ain't it? What's it's in the Bible. They didn't wait on God. They didn't, say, the Lord is my, they touched somebody. I got that might be what touch somebody means. I don't know. Keep going, please.
And smote all their enemies with the stroke of the sword, and slaughter and destruction, and did what they would unto those that hated them.
Yeah. And we hate them that hate the Lord hates. They hated us.
Right.
We smote them. Right. That's salvation.
Right.
Prevailing against your enemy. That is salvation. That sounds nigh unto the kingdom.
That's right.
This thing is sounding real familiar. It sounds like what the Lord said we waiting on for the practice.
That's right.
This thing is supposed to happen again. And they say, right. What has been done is what shall be.
Right.
This has been done already. Keep going.
Verse 6. And in Shushan, the place the Jews slew and destroyed 500 men.
Yeah, they got out on a lot of people. Keep going. They said the Jews did that, didn't they?
Jews.
Oh, man. Okay. Go ahead.
And Parshandath, like this is 7, 8, 9, if I may.
Okay, get out.
And Parshandath, and Dalphon, and Espatha, and Portha, and the Dalian.
You can drop down. Like I said, we get everybody was in on it. We ain't got it,
Right.
We was just Jews. They just wanted to let you know. They were the Jews who was killing a lot of people. They was getting down on a lot of people. They was unaliving.
Right.
They was unaliving a lot of people.
I say get down on them.
They was getting down on. Okay. They got down on them. They took vengeance. Vengeance. They got vengeance on a lot of people.
Yeah.
Drop down to like 15 maybe. Let's go ahead.
15. For the Jews that when Shushan gathered themselves together on the 14th day also of the month of Dar, and slew 300 men at Shushan.
They did 300 men in 15. I'm just trying to get through it. I want y'all to eat good. Yeah, I think we get the gist of it. We go ahead.
But on the prey they laid not their hand.
On the prey, we don't want the nobodies. This is
right.
We got the. Oh, we didn't even get. Did I get that? Oh, I think I missed when she hung all 10 of his sons.
All right, so that was verse 10.
Go get 10. Oh, wait. Yeah, I think I missed that. This one Esther did. It's got co-Esther. Go ahead, read that real fast.
That's the best part.
Yeah, I said, you see, I didn't forget it. I said, she did what?
Yeah.
She's so cool. Esther's so cool. Go ahead.
Chapter 9, verse 10. The 10 sons of Haman, the son of Hamadatha, the enemy of the Jews,
the what?
Enemies of the Jews.
Okay, they was enemies. All right, make sure.
Slew they Put on the spoil, lay they not, but on the spoil they lay not their hand.
Right.
That was
They hung them on that gallows, didn't they? I thought she slew his 10. She wanted his 10 sons killed. That's how Judah get down. Although I don't know if go ahead, you gotta read that.
Then said Esther, if it pleased the king, let it be granted to the Jews.
If it pleased the king, I don't mind if you could. If it's so pleased, let's go to the shop. I don't mind if it could. King is the Lord. Babakashah. Babakashah, I don't mind if you could. If it please, Babakashah, I don't mind if you could. Go ahead.
I think Shar is kind of like on the lines of the olives.
Babakashah, I heard Babakashah, I don't mind. You hear that right there? King, King, please. King, please. Babakashah, I don't mind. You could. Babakashah, I don't mind if you could. Go ahead.
Let it be granted to the Jews which are in Shushan to do tomorrow also, according to this day's decree, and let Haman's 10 sons be hanged upon the gallows.
What?
10 sons.
10?
10 sons.
Go ahead.
Be hanged upon the gallows.
The same way when you hung dude ass at. That's what she said. That's how she said it so nicely though. I don't want Baba Kashar. Can we hang his other, if it will please the king? Can we hang his 10 sons too? On that, that was a nice gallows he built. He got room for 10 more. Can we hang his other 10 sons on there if you could, sir? I don't want Baba Kashar. If you could. Go ahead.
Verse 14, and the king commanded it to do he commanded it to so to be done.
Well, you can have whatever you like. Is that what you heard? It was right there. I thought I heard you can have whatever you like.
He commanded.
He commanded. Absolutely, whatever you like. Man. You sure it's only 10? It could have been more, maybe. You only want 10? Oh, he only had 10 sons. Oh, okay, no sweat. Right? It was only 10 sons. So ain't no. He have a stepson. Godson. Like nothing. It's just 10. Go ahead.
So we got verse 20. And Mordecai wrote these things and sent letters unto all the Jews that were in all the provinces of the king Ahasuerus, both nigh and far.
Right.
21. To establish this among them, that they should keep the 14th day of the month Adar, and the 15th day of the same year.
Right. Makati, grab, if you could, go ahead, 15-day evening. Some of that, and this is what I wanted you to get, because you had brought up the other day about the additions of Esther.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it was
15 and 5.
15 and 5?
Yes, sir.
Get that? And I think it was another one that was like 10 and 5. That I think I saw. But let's go. Keep going.
Verse 22. As the days wherein the Jews rested from their enemies, and the month which was turned unto them.
They rested from their who?
Their enemies.
Their what?
Their enemies.
Okay, just making sure that I heard that right. Go ahead.
Right. And the month which was turned unto them from sorrow to joy.
Man, from sorrow to joy. This month that we recognize, and this is joy for our sisters. It was a terrible month, but because of our women, it's a joyful month. Because of us, and because of our women, because of them being in tune with who they're supposed to be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We are celebrating instead of being in mourning. It's all because of our women. The so-called blacks, Hispanic, and natives. The best.
That's right.
Let's get the blacks, Hispanic, and natives and our women. Absolutely the best women on the planet. Absolutely the best. That's thus says the Lord. Keep going.
From sorrow to joy, and from mourning into a good day.
Right.
That they should make them days of feasting and joy.
Right.
And of sending portions to one another and gifts to the poor.
So that's that. You know what I mean? Is that good on that? That was 20?
That was 20.
If there's any more, you can get it. What you got over there? There was some, as it's 10 and 5, you know what I'm saying? If you go into the Apocrypha, some of the books that were taken out, the editions of Esther, I had 10 and 4 and 5. We can get that. You got 10 and 5. You said you had 15 and 5?
Yes. So 10 is going to be in the Old Testament. And then after that, 15 is going to be in the Apocrypha. 15.
So that wasn't in the additions?
So addition. Oh, sorry.
All right.
So you want 10 and what?
4 and 5, I believe it was.
Actually, it starts at 4. You're absolutely right.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So addition to Esther chapter 10,
right.
Verse 1. Then Mordecai said, God have done these things.
He did. Who did it?
So it's a different name, but I know it's Mordecai. Then Mordecai said, God have done these things.
What?
Verse 5. For I remember a dream which I saw concerning these matters.
Right.
And nothing thereof hath failed.
Nothing has failed.
Right.
Nothing has failed. All has came to pass. This is just an addition. Go ahead.
Verse 6, a little fountain became a river, and there was light, and the sun, and much water. This river is Esther, whom the king married and made queen.
That river was Esther.
That's just so beautiful.
That's so, if you, like I said, they don't see it.
That
river was Esther.
Man,
you don't know what a river does. Like if people don't know what a river does, that'll go over their head so much of what a river really does, man.
Otherwise, water and river, or so like water and river is mayam. You know what I'm saying?
Read that part again.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you a lot. Verse 6. A little fountain became a river.
A little fountain became this little slave. This woman that was looked at as nothing became a river. Go ahead.
And there was light, and the sun, and much water.
There was light in the sun. You know what I'm saying? If we don't understand what light is, we already know when you get somebody saying what you say, and they lit up.
Right.
They face lit up when I gave them this.
Right.
Or what we say now, it was lit. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is us. It was light in the sun. This is old. What we say right now today, it was lit. Oh, her face lit up. His face lit up when he said, you know what this means. It was joy, happiness. Come on, man. Go ahead.
Come. And the sun and much water.
What?
This river is Esther.
That was Esther. That was our woman. That river that brought all that joy and light and made everything lit. That was Esther. That was you. Because Esther's blood runs through all of you sisters out there if you so choose to embrace it.
That's right. That's right.
Y'all got it. You got it. If you want it. Or you can embrace the powers that Megan Thee Stallion wants to give out. Or Jada Pinkett. Or Michelle Obama or Oprah. You know? Or Beyonce. That's one y'all like her. You think she got it, huh? Go ahead.
I said our sister, Aqua Nawab. Because Nawab means our, and Aqua means sister. Yeah. So Aqua Nawab. So you say it like that. I break that down another time, but yeah, Aqua Nawab, our sister.
Give me my hand. That's shit. He said, everybody got their gifts, so that's it. It's amazing. Go ahead, keep going.
Come. So like in the sun and much water. This river is Esther.
That river is Esther. That river is you. Purim is for you.
That's right.
It's not a coincidence that they did Purim in Women's History Month. I think it was on purpose. I can't teach it, but I'm going to ask about it. Don't quote me on that. I'm definitely going to get counsel about that, but I just don't think it was right. I think they're very subtle like that.
Damn right.
But either way, this is real women's history.
That's right.
That's right. That river is you. That river, you think about the Mississippi River and what it does for America. These rivers, the Nile River, and what it does for Africa. That river is major in societies. Major in societies. Think about the rivers that go through the places where you come from and what comes from them. That was Esther. that was you, thus says the Lord. You
That's
are
right.
Esther. You are the embodiment if you so choose to be. And you will also so choose to get her rewards.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Don't come. Whom the king married and made queen.
Right.
Verse 7. And the two dragons are I and so like Haman.
Haman.
It says
So
Haman.
let me just check something real quick for the sisters real fast. You know we call our women princesses, right? Y'all done heard 15,000 times in this story that Esther is called a queen.
Right.
Just so, let me just see if the practical knowledge is real practical. Why was Esther a queen? Why was Esther a queen? Any sister? Go ahead back. She was a little bit before you. I'll go with you. Go back.
Was it because she was with a king?
She was with a king, but we had kings. But give me a little bit more. What do you mean by that? Let me see if we can bring it on. What?
She was favored and put in that on that pedestal.
No, she was with a king, but it just got to be a little bit more than that. What you was going to say?
I was going to say because she's married to him.
She's married to him. I just want a little bit more. The king is just too vague because King David was a king and he didn't have a queen. Okay? King Solomon was a king and he didn't have a queen. So, wouldn't you know that King Solomon and King David, who were, I ain't going to say that. Let me give it away, right? All right. Why was she considered a queen? Yeah, go ahead.
Was it because she was over the people?
No. I'm over here. I want this one of the sisters. I'll let the young man. Why was she considered a queen? Come on. We know the story. Like I said, we got to think of the story. I broke it down, who everybody was and what was going on. And at that time. Kalani, you ain't got nothing right now? All right. Go back over here.
Because of her authority?
No. It wasn't. Yeah. No, you own it. But it's the reason. Like, yeah, she did. She was given authority. That's why all that is right. You're not wrong for what you said. But it got to be brought all the way home. And I'm going to give it to you. I know you got it. You know what I'm saying? I know you got it. But I want to give the sisters a chance to answer. Why was she a queen? Because I think when I hear that, I just want to clarify for the sisters to see, because they like, oh, we all just call us princesses. Why is she being called a queen? Go ahead. Back again.
Her femininity?
Nope. We ain't queens. I said King David had women. He had wives that were not considered queen. King Solomon. Go ahead.
Is it because the queen was a different ethnicity?
Okay. No, she wasn't a different ethnicity. Esther was Israel.
Right. I mean, the king.
Give her a hand. That is heathen culture. That is heathen culture. He was a king he was a heathen. He was a Persian. That's why he made her a queen, because it was not our culture. Okay? Go ahead.
If I may, if anybody don't know what Persians are, okay, so Persia in the Bible, if you see it, it's Iran in 2023.
So the East Indians, right?
Yes. No.
The Arabs.
The Arabs.
Okay.
So he was an Arab man.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So that's why. So just so anybody who, y'all call her, I just think I had to say that just because I think somebody might have been, they called Esther a queen. She was a queen. I just thought I had to say it. Go ahead.
Was she with the Arab or was she with the heathen because she was a slave?
She was, give her a hand, absolutely. That's the point. Mordecai, we was in captivity. That's what she said. Hey, if you would have, if he would have came in saying, hey, we're gonna be slaves, I would have not said nothing. But he's trying to kill all my people, what she just said to me. Yeah. That's the only reason she came to the king with her request. Like, he's trying to kill us. We already slaves. Like, I signed up to be a slave. I get that. But he's trying to kill everybody.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
If I may read something with a Sister Pie said, like, it was business. It was nothing personal.
Right.
So now of course interracial marriages is of course unlawful. But with this was strictly business. Right. Because it's like our people are on the line. It's not like me or you is on the line. But our people are our entire people, the community is gonna die.
He was finna kill everybody.
Exactly.
He said, y'all, if you didn't catch yesterday he had put I got $200 and some million to kill all the Jews in one day.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
And there's one guy like, this may be the reason why he saw favor in you. Yeah. For you to save your people. It's over with for everybody. And don't think you're gonna be protected. That's what he told you.
Exactly.
It's gonna be over with for you too. Yeah. You know? So yeah, that's exactly right. But so that was that, man. We done. You had anything else? I know you've been going in, but we gonna finish up. Okay, I ain't going as much as over as yesterday. Not as bad.
No, that's fine.
You got something else?
Just to kind of clarify and go over the reasoning behind the name Purim.
Oh, the Purim name?
Yeah.
Okay.
If that's something
if you want, like I said, it was just a name. But if you got something, a little bit more concrete, but it was just as far as I remember, a Jewish thing. At the time. I thought it was something. They said something about the Persians. I don't know if that was to be true, so I ain't gonna say that.
It's actually pretty gangster.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, let's say it.
So are you talking about the Hebrew?
No, he going into the scriptures. I'm talking about I seen something when I looked it up as far as the Webster's and what Purim was, but he's going into the scriptures to see if
I was going to say that Leviticus tells you what Purim is.
Or where the name comes from.
Oh, where the name
comes from? That's what you said.
Okay.
Yeah, like what's the origins of that name?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Just the why it adds up because it comes from concept of casting lots because there was a lot that was cast. So Levi and well, nothing to do.
Right. No, just casting lots.
So in Esther chapter 9 verse starting at 24. Because
they gave the Gentiles their own lot. That's what you was doing. That's that. Go ahead.
So they named it, just to kind of recap it. So they named it Per. It was based off of Per, which is that is the lot. And you can see this in Esther chapter 9 verse 24. Mm-hmm. And then they call it. And then in 26, they called these days Purim. So like plural of like the casting of the lots, like not just a one-time thing. So now if you go into the Apocrypha in the chapters of the book of Esther, chapter 1, starting at verse 10. Therefore hath he made two lots, and this was talking about why Haman was doing this.
There's two lots. One for the what?
One for the people of God, and another for all the Gentiles.
That's the one I was talking about. That's what I just said. He made, but not because they were, because a lot of Christians were trying to take that and say, oh, because it was another scripture that we kind of wrote over that said that would make people say they were spiritual Israel. Right. And it was not they were spiritual, they just were in fear. And you go into it, if you go down more in 9, they were just in fear of Mordecai because we killed everybody, hung everybody. They say, you know what? We're gonna do whatever the hell they say we do. Who your God is, we worship him. What you say we're gonna do? It was out of fear, not because of nothing else. You know what I'm saying? You'll get that in 9. So, like I said, we could have went through it and we would have been there another hour, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. But yeah, it was that. But that's why I said, oh, you was gonna go into the he made two lots. You know what I'm saying? One for the children, one it had nothing to do with them being spiritual Israelites.
Right.
It was just, hey, they are terrified to death. Like the Lord is going to come back soon. It's like the kingdom of heaven. Yeah, every knee going to bow. Every tongue will confess. It's nigh unto that. You know what I mean? It's coming. The Lord, you got something?
It was just, so verse 11, and those two lights came at the hour and time and day of judgment before God amongst all nations. The hour and time and day of judgment.
Of what?
And day of judgment.
Judgment. That's what I just said. The judgment day. That's it's nigh unto the kingdom of heaven. Is what that's why we were memorializing this. Because it was so nigh unto this in those provinces. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
All right. How you doing? Yeah, we done. So that's why I said that's why I was trying to speed it up. But yeah, okay. We good? All right, so
If you good outside your hand,
we're gonna get this jump into January 100. If you're listening right now, go over and check out America on Fire. January 100 is blazing right now. We went a little bit over the time, so if you still here, so not about that. Go over to America on Fire on YouTube and jump into Commander Junior Hunter's class. You know, that's where you need to be. We're not here. You can come back and check this out. Go check that out right now. But that was absolutely in the spirit of bringing Purim come from. Because people ask, like I said, people ask, hey, why we call it Purim? Why we call it Purim? All that comes up in it. So with that, man, we're going to Shalom, Israel. You know what I'm saying? Our women, our sisters, our women, our sisters, your power lies in your femininity. You can get everything you want if you be kind and just, no matter what is happening. The woman is going to be murdered and killed. It was over with, man. In the midst of all of that, she was feminine, kind, and she never wavered from who she was. Stay there. Orchestrate in there and being kind and generous. Go scream in the goddamn pillow later. Be there in the midst of everybody else. Exude that class and that decorum and that sweetness and that kindness. And you don't know what the Lord might have for you.
That's right.
If you stay in your femininity and don't let it become convoluted and taken over by the masculinity of the leadership of our women. And then don't let it happen to you. And that's what it's about. Purim is for you. We had amazing women in these scriptures. Go study them, Ruth, Judith, Susanna, you know what I'm saying? Like we just wrote Esther, go study it. Really study it. Go ahead.
So like, as an ended precept, the Bible says, Ecclesiasticus chapter 4, verse 28, strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee.
That's it. Go try it. Let's go look them up. Go study it and see where your strength really lies at. These women is going to stand the test of time. If you want to stand the test of time like that, go study these women. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we study in Christ.
That's right.
And Jeremiah and Nehemiah and Isaiah. We, studying great men before us. Go study those great women and see where your power really lies.
That's right.
Congratulations, you know what I'm saying? We give y'all a big shout out. And we love y'all. And thank you to all you sisters that exude that strength, man. Keep that up, man. And like I said, shalom. Pass the class over to the priest and officer of Monkabar, man.
Yeah, right. Clap it up, clap it up.
ISUPK security announcements. We got the ISUPK started out on 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brothers and sisters: when a new brother or sister comes into the school, their off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They're here to set themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find it in Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. Being sent in the Hebrew, Maishu. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department of the teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. ISUPK.com, the website is up and running. You can pay your tithes, make donations, pay your Passover fees, $200 per brother and sister 17 years or older. Get them funds in ahead of time, ASAP, so that you can get free advancement to the All Black Party too. That covers that whole door fee. If you got otherwise, get in contact with school near you and see what the payment arrangements might be. Upcoming holy convocations: April 1st, Raleigh, North Carolina at sundown. We got the Lord's 54th annual Passover, Raleigh, North Carolina at the Raleigh, North Carolina Convention Center. We literally some weeks away from this, so get it going. Travel arrangements, hotel and lodging, get all your money up. Make sure that you get there appropriate. Communicate with the school near you if you need any help with anything. Make sure you get there safe and back safe. And to keep on checking with the bulletin boards in the hallways of your schools or on the social media sites of your schools. Keep on checking out ISUPK.com for any updates and news. If any brother wants to be trooping in school, start wearing all black. That means your boot, your shirt, your pant, headband on your scarf. With that, I'm Majum, which we stand. I'm going to say the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. You can find it in Matthew, chapter 6, verse 8 through 13. So like you can find you after dumb, turn face to east. You can find the Lord's Prayer in Matthew, chapter 6, verse 8 through 13. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayat, Shamkat, Yahweh, Malakwata, Taba'ah, Zaka, Hayat, Aisha, Baratazak, Kawak, Hayat, Bashemayim, Nathanaw, Call, Yawam, Wasalakna, Kabawatna, Hasalakna, Kabawatna, Wala'ah, Tabiana, Banasawan, Abol, Awshana, Mayan, Right, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwa, Wa'ala, Hata Para, Nawalami, Nama. In English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it. Pray to bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Barak Lanaw. Wayasha'ala. Rabayah. Sapara. Barak. Rapa'ah. Magun. Hagun. At this time, you can say the name of a loved one once. Everyone repeats that name once. If you're following us on social media, you can type in the name of a loved one. We'll send the prayers up with you.
Captain Shapar Napash.
Captain Shapar Napash.
Family Kudasayan.
Family Kudasayan.
ISUPK Minnesota.
ISUPK Minnesota.
Islamic School UPK.
Islamic School UPK.
Sapara. Officer Makabi.
Officer Makabi.
Officer
Kudasayan.
Officer Makabi.
Officer Makabi.
Chuba
Kawan. Say it again.
Chuba Kawan.
All of Israel.
ISUPK Minnesota.
ISUPK Minnesota.
Kudasayan. Mugabar. Wanyala. Nagabar.
Officer Makabi.
Desiree, oh, Salaki, sir.
No, you got it. Go ahead.
Desiree Davis.
Desiree Davis.
All UPK.
All UPK.
All the Davis family.
All the Davis family. Aisha Stevens.
Aisha Stevens.
July School UPK.
July School UPK.
UPK Minnesota.
UPK Minnesota.
UPK Milwaukee.
UPK Milwaukee.
UPK Reds.
UPK Reds.
UPK Chicago.
UPK Chicago.
UPK Shamar Department. UPK Medic Department.
UPK Medic Department.
Benjamin.
Benjamin.
Jamie. Marakapai.
Marakapai.
Annalie. Benjamin. The McIntosh family.
The McIntosh family.
Raphael. All of Israel.
All Israel.
Sapara.
Sapara.
The Rollins family.
The Rollins family.
The Daniel family.
The Daniel family.
The Willis family.
The Willis family.
The Peterson family.
The Peterson family.
Patterson family.
Patterson family.
All of Israel.
All of Israel.
Murakapa.
Tarak.
Tarak.
If any of y'all children got somebody that you want to pray for and send up a prayer for, just say their name. We'll send up a prayer with you. All you gotta do is say their name. The Logan family. You want to pray for somebody? China Lee. You want to pray for somebody? Just say their name. We'll pray for them. Any name you want that you want to get everything they want. You want somebody to be happy? Say their name. Kalani.
Zion.
Kyla.
Mariah. Zakiah. Zarabia.
Zakiah.
The Blake family.
Keyshawn. Sanaya. Nadia.
Basim Yahusha. Dwarama. In English. Lord in the name of Yahusha. Bless us in Israel. And the school. Bless. Heal. Shield. Protect. I love them. In the name of Yahusha. Thank you so be it. Blessed are you, Yahweh. King of heaven and earth. And all things living. Yahweh. In the name of Yahusha. Listen to us now. Right now. Some evils and curses. And punishment and destruction. To the heathen. That speak against us. Thy prophets. The teachers. The princes. The priests. The Israelite brothers. And the school. Some evils and curses. And punishment and destruction. To the heathen. And shake loose. The treasure of the rich of Israel. That refuse to give to the school. Force their riches. To enter into thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses. And punishment and destruction. To the Edomites. And the nation. They drug dealers. Court system. Prison system. Planned Parenthood. All the governments of our enemies. Amalek synagogues and armies. Roman Catholic Church. The Pope. Islam. Christianity. Egyptology. Militia. Ku Klux Klan. Aryan Nation. Skinheads. Possible Comitazi. Gay movement. Lesbian movement. Spies. Workers of witchcraft. NASA space program. Army. Navy. Air Force. Marines. Wall Street. Open up the internet. And the airways. Cable access channel. The radio channel. Convict the spirit. Of any of thy people. That seek to stop us. And bring swift destruction. To all the heathen. That stand in the way. Or try to stop us. From broadcasting your words. Throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues. Cause them to go to and fro. Through the earth and consume them. Let the plague shake the house of the thief. And the murderer. Let Yahweh Michael and Gabriel.
Michael and Gabriel.
Come down with the flying saucers.
Come down with the flying saucers.
Punish all the heathen.
And punish all the heathen
that come up against us.
And come up against us.
As we speak thy word.
As we speak their word.
Cause to be known by all.
Cause to be known by all.
It is the angels that have
That
done it.
the angels have done it.
Cause it to be spread through the media.
Cause it to be spread through the media.
Throughout the whole world.
Throughout the whole world.
Cause them to shake if that coming.
Cause it to be shaken as they come.
And then y'all shot.
And then y'all shot.
Always.
Always.
So be it.
So be it.
So out to the front. Man of Israel. Mighty Shabbat. Madu. Barak.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabbat.
Yazamatai. So out to the sisters. Courtesy salute. Man of Israel. Mighty Shabbat. Madu. Barak. Yahweh Shema Allah Tamba Hashem Yahweh Shah. Yazamatai. Hands down. Class dismissed.